Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, joins us now. So, Newt, you've been studying these people for many, many years. Where do you see the Democratic Party right now today?
Well, look, I think they have an enormous psychological problem. The base of the party believes in things that are crazy, as seen by most Americans. At America's New Majority Project, we've been doing polling since 2018. You find, for example, 80% of the country thinks parents ought to be allowed to know what's going on in their child's classroom. Well, the hard left doesn't believe that. I could take you through issue after issue. So here's the challenge. The core activists of their party believe in a whole set of things which about 60 to 80% of the American people repudiate or against. Meanwhile, the things that they try to implement, the kind of economic policies, et cetera, don't work. And the average American is pretty pragmatic. I used to tell people I never worried about the debates because the next day people would go to the grocery store, they'd buy gasoline, and by the end of the day, they would have remembered why they didn't want the Democrats. So, I mean, you have to give Trump a lot of credit. This is an extraordinary victory on a very broad front. But you also have to admit the Democrats helped all they could by making it impossible either to believe in their policies, to believe in what actually happened, or to believe in a nominee who didn't know what she stood for, clearly was not competent, and frankly was one of maybe the worst presidential nominee in modern times.
I mean, they're not only mad at the far left, they're mad at Biden for not getting out earlier, and they're mad at Barack Obama for handling the whole mess the way he did. Who do you think's responsible here, if you just take the policy garbage out of it?
Look, let me draw a distinction. I think that Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama basically bludgeoned Biden to a point and manipulated other people like George Clooney into bludgeoning Biden to a point where he got out. That was their judgment. Now, it was totally anti-democracy. Remember, after all these lectures about democracy, Kamala Harris did not meet a single delegate, did not get a single vote, had no legitimacy, but she was imposed by the Pelosi-Obama bosses. Now, here's the challenge for them. One, they failed, period. And two, when I watch, as you showed it a minute ago, when I watch Joe Biden smiling, I'll tell you my personal belief.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, Jill and Joe got together one night and said, you know, wouldn't it be great if you were the only person ever to beat Donald Trump? And they thought, you know, yeah. And remember the big rally in front of the White House?
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is so unbelievably despicable. She had 70,000 people in front of the White House. Joe's in the White House behind her. She doesn't invite him down. She doesn't give him any sense of dignity. And guess what? Halfway through her rally, he calls all of the Trump people garbage. Now, do you think, as a guy who's been in politics since 1972, that Joe may have known that that would trump her, that would ruin her entire night? And do you think he probably felt kind of good? You don't invite me, baby? Let me show you what that cost. Just a thought on my part.
So who takes over now? If it's not Barack, Nancy, Chuck, the same old crowd, who owns the throne?
Well, Hakeem Jeffries has the best chance because he'll have the largest single block. Schumer, people have to start asking themselves, should Schumer really remain leader in the Senate? A bunch of governors will dance around. But the truth is, for the next couple of years, the real question will be Donald Trump. If Trump governs well, if he gets things done, and I have to say, I think that picking Susie Wiles today was a brilliant choice for chief of staff. If they run the same methodical White House that they have run with this campaign, then it won't matter what Democrats are doing because Trump will be consolidating a brand new coalition that could govern for 20 or 30 or 40 years. So the real center of energy and activity for the next year or two is Trump and the Republicans in the Congress. If they can get their act together and then get this country moving, it doesn't matter what the Democrats do. Look, I grew up in the old Republican Party where we were always irrelevant, we were always the minority, and people always felt kind of sorry for us. I think that now may be the new Democratic Party.
Oh, wise words from Newt Gingrich. Good to see you, Speaker. Thanks so much for joining Jesse Watters Primetime. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.